Hello, welcome to episode 53 of the Something Newsy Podcast. I am Dylan Hosang, your host, and today we are talking about adjusting from high school to college. I will let everyone introduce themselves.
Hi, I'm Cruz.
Hi, my name is Leah, Lara.
And this is Jonny Richardson.
Okay, so what was everyone's experience like transitioning from high school to college or community college?
It was definitely different for me. It took me a while to realize that I'm not stuck in the high school public school schedule anymore.
Mm-hmm.
I can take classes whenever I want. There's no limitations at all.
Yeah, that makes sense. Did you have any struggles or something that you noticed that you didn't like?
The struggles was definitely taking my first 8-week class. That was that was not good.
Yeah, because all the curriculum is compacted, no?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I didn't realize how quickly how much time you had to spend on an 8-week class, because it's the same amount of learning just crammed in 8 weeks instead of 16 weeks.
Oh, okay.
And I will say that was the first class I've ever failed.
Yeah, that happened to me too. I think for me, I just graduated in June, and I think the biggest struggle for me was adjusting socially, because when you're in high school, it's just you're talking to everybody and you're kind of just everywhere, and it's very easy to get along with people and talk with people in your classes. But in community college it's a little different, because everybody is at different points in their life.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of people don't really like to socialize in class or make friends and stuff. So I think for me that was a big adjustment.
Yeah, and everyone's on campus at different times and stuff.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, one thing I noticed is when you're walking your class, everyone has either their head down in their phones or they're doing something on their own.
Yeah, it's kind of very independent, you know?
Mm-hmm.
I graduated from high school 12 years ago.
Oh.
I graduated in 2012. I'm over a decade away from graduating high school now.
Damn.
And when I started in 2013. That was my first. I skipped one semester, and it started in beginning of 2013. They didn't even have ed plans back then. You just took classes. But now it's all different. Now you have to have an ed plan. I feel it's a lot easier for people coming in now, because they have a structure of what they're supposed to take, what they're going to take. They have a more of a guide now, whereas back then you just took classes at random.
Then you just figured it out, kind of.
And people stayed in college forever. You could just keep taking classes. But now I feel it's more structured, and a lot more of these kids that are coming in now, they're more they know what they want to do. They're more they're direct, okay, I want to do this. I want to go into engineering. I want to go into biology. I want to go into the arts, and then so they have a structure for you now of how you get there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you guys already know what you wanted to do coming into community college? Or are you in community college because you kind of are trying to figure out what you want to do?
I went into it as a criminal justice major, actually,
Really?
because that was something that intrigued me. And then I took a few classes about that, and I didn't like the classes. And I didn't think it was for me. And journalism was something that I had always done in high school, so I switched my major to journalism.
That's cool.
Yeah. I took journalism all 4 years of high school as the sports editor, actually. Technically my freshman year, but that's right when COVID happened, so I didn't end up really doing anything editor-wise my freshman year, but I was a sports editor my freshman year, and then I was the associate editor my senior year. But I was in high school, and going into high school I knew journalism was what I wanted, and then going to community college also I've been I've mainly been taking journalism classes so I can advance my career further.
That's cool. Yeah. I had no freaking clue what I wanted to do. And I still don't know, honestly. I'm just taking classes to see what happens and see if I like anything. But I'm liking journalism so far. It's not too bad.
I went to a creative and performing arts high school. So, you had to, at least in my high school, you had to pick. I think it's becoming a lot more common now. You have to pick like a major and stuff like in high school. And so originally I wanted to be an actor, but I discovered I was a pretty terrible actor in like 10th grade. And so I switched from wanting to be an actor to going into post-production. And so that's what I'm doing now. I went and got my bachelor's already in 2018, and then I'm just getting some supplemental degrees now.
Oh, that's cool.
What are those degrees?
I'm getting 2 associates, one in web development and one in journalism, to go along with the bachelor's. I have a bachelor's in film studies from Sacramento State.
Oh, that's cool.
I was in Sacramento for 2 years.
And I feel like the classes like that are offered at Mesa like definitely help you get those because they have journalism here at Mesa.
Yeah, they're all online.
Yeah.
So you could get that here. Yeah.
I feel like general ed just takes forever. Like, and I've talked to people from other countries stuff. They don't have to take general ed, like in college. Like they can just go straight into your major.
That's the thing I struggle with like especially in high school. Like, I always wanted to do journalism. I didn't really need to go that far into like math or science. I never really cared that much.
So
about
they make you take math, science, English,
Yeah.
history. They make you take basically everything over again, at least your first 2 years of JC, and then you get to go into your major.
Yeah. I feel like it's kind of annoying taking those classes, but I feel like it is crucial, not gonna lie, because like during the summer I feel like I literally forgot a lot of what I learned in high school. So like taking those classes again like last semester kind of helped refresh my brain. I don't know, I feel like it's kind of just basic things that you should know. Obviously like not every profession like you need math, you know what I mean? But it's like English and stuff, like I feel like everybody, should be able to know how to write and stuff like that.
Well, especially for journalism, like English
Yeah.
is very important.
Mm-hmm.
I think eventually they're going to only have like 11 grades of high school. Because I have a little brother, he's a freshman at Cal State Fullerton. He's in engineering. And he literally had all of his credits done by like the beginning of his senior year. Because they're allowing kids now, if you mess up in any of your classes, you can just take those classes in summer now
Yeah.
and just get credit for them. Whereas I don't think like before we weren't able to do that to a certain extent. So now all these kids are like they're wrapping up. Like seniors are barely like going to high school now.
Yeah, I
'Cause
know. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
No, so they're wrapping it up, and like by 11th grade they're done, and then they're starting to take AP and college classes now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's like a thing where a lot of like juniors and seniors, they take like community college courses and they like align it with their schedule like at school. So it's like they're taking 4 classes like at their high school and then they're taking 2 like at the community college. So you can get credit in high school and you can get credit when you like leave high school, you know what I mean? So it's like you're already kind of ahead of a lot of people.
Yeah. Well, see, the first semester I took classes here. That was last spring. Like, there was a high school student in that class. Like, oh, I didn't
Yeah.
realize you could do that.
Uh-huh. I think this school is combined. Isn't there like? Because I know that there's high school kids here.
Mm-hmm. There's like a.
They have a high school here, so there's a high school here
Yeah.
that's like a college preparatory high school.
Oh.
So it's meant to make like those students that go to that high school. I think it's San Diego Met.
Yeah.
They go to high school here, and they also like get used to being on a college campus.
That's interesting. I had never heard about that before I came
Do
here.
you guys think your guys' like high school? Do you guys think your high school experience is much different than your college experience? Like going from high school classes to college classes?
I definitely think so. Last semester I didn't do that well because I was only coming to campus twice a week. And I was like excited about the fact that I only had to come twice a week, and like 2 of my classes were online. So I went from doing like really well in high school to kind of like not so well in community college. But I feel like it's all about just finding what works for you and adjusting.
no one forces you to go to class either.
Yeah,
like it's
exactly.
all you have to have the determination to go on your own. Like
It's all about independence.
yeah, the professors aren't gonna call you and ask why you weren't. I mean, they may. Some of them might, if you don't show up for like a long time, or they'll just drop you.
Mm-hmm.
But for the most part, they like you show up or you don't. It's like compared to high school where you have to show up every day. That's the big thing with college, is that you have to stay determined to go and like have a responsibility to go to class every day, and paying for your own books. That's another big thing.
That's annoying.
It's like it's getting better now. Like now it's getting better because now they don't make you buy as much. Like I remember my first semester, I paid like $300 for books.
That's crazy.
Whereas now they don't make you do that as much. I think a lot of the professors now, they're trying to make it more accessible.
Yeah.
So they'll put like portions of the textbook on Canvas, or they'll like just make the resources more available, so that way students don't have to pay $200, $300, $400 for books.
Yeah.
And I think COVID really helped that too, with just online books that you don't have to pay for anymore.
That makes sense.
And then going back to the like transitions from high school to college, and like not having anyone like telling you, oh, you have to be here. I mean, that I realized very quickly that like I needed to have good time management for here, because like going to class is just 2 days a week. Like there's a lot more free time. There's a lot more things I could be doing. Other things I could be doing when I was in high school. Like I had to be on the campus, and so I would just get my schoolwork done at school, and then I don't have to worry about it at home. Now there's not much time I spend on campus. It's more at home, and trying to do schoolwork at home.
Yeah, and not procrastinate.
Yeah.
Because I'm a big procrastinator, honestly. I do everything at the last minute.
Okay.
I think you're right. I think the pandemic did change a lot. Like people don't have to like when I started JC, you had to go to class. Like you had usually two Monday Wednesdays and 2 Tuesday Thursdays. So you had 4 classes, and you had to be on campus 4 days a week. Now people are barely on campus 1 day a week or 2 days a week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've been hybrid, so I've been like half online, half in person.
Really?
So I only go in person like 2 days a week, but then I'll do a lot of online work like on my off days.
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, like the journalism classes that you kind of need to do in person, I've been taking those, then taking most like my general ed online.
Yeah.
It's definitely allows for a lot more flexibility of schedules.
It's a lot more streamlined.
Yeah.
And it cuts down on the traffic too,
Yeah.
which is another big thing, at least for me, because like when I started going to Mesa, like the traffic, like we didn't have as much parking as we do now, and the traffic was like 3x what it is now, because there was you had online classes, but there was like maybe 1 or 2 like majors that offered them, but now like it's offered everywhere, and like the traffic was 3x worse. Like people wouldn't miss class because of the parking situations.
Yeah. Or like park super far away and then be late.
But I feel like that also now fits in with your time management and how you have to properly adjust.
Right. Yeah, like,
People would
wake
come
up
here an
early.
hour before class to get a parking spot.
Yeah, I show up 30 minutes earlier just to try to find parking and then walk to my classes. Yeah.
Yeah, that's so annoying. I take public transportation, so I don't have to worry about that, but that's like a whole other thing.
Well, then you have to adjust your schedule for the transit schedule.
Yes, bro, I leave like an hour and 30 minutes earlier.
I took
than
public transit my
time.
first year.
It's so annoying.
Yeah, walking up that hill's no joke.
Right. Well, I don't take the 41. I take or I get dropped off like in the front, so I don't have to walk so much. But yeah.
I used to take the 41. I used to have to walk up that hill every
That's
day.
awful. That's awful.
In the rain. I get rain into that. I had to walk in the rain.
That's awful.
Is that where there's like that huge staircase is now?
Yeah.
I went up and down that because there was some buildings over there that I was looking at, and then
In fact, I still remember when they didn't have an elevator, and in order to get up to the top, you had to take the big staircase to get up to the top of the Mesa. Like they didn't have the elevator. They were barely finishing the I-400 when I started here.
I do like exercise. I try to do the staircase as much as possible, not elevators. But
Yeah,
that's the staircase there is. It makes me reconsider that.
If I ever have to walk up those stairs, I take that as my exercise for the day. I'm like, okay, let me not take the elevator. Let me go to the stairs, and that's it for the day.
Look at my watch. They got 10 flights of stairs on that.
I
long
know.
thing.
What else?
What about money? What about budgeting your guys' money? How do you guys do with that? I'm very bad at it, personally.
That's one thing they should teach in high school is like personal finance. Like I know they have econ, but I feel like econ is like it teaches you like.
It's more about like government,
Right.
economics.
Yeah. I mean, I took AP government instead of economics, so I didn't even get that.
Really, you didn't have to take econ at all.
I hated econ.
That's so great.
I feel like that should be a class that people need to take because that's like
Yeah.
a big thing nowadays, learning how to properly save and spend.
Well, at least in my school, I went to Poway. They allowed you to take AP Gov instead of economics, like in place of that. Is that
Yeah, they did that at my school too.
Yeah.
So? Is that more of a more economy? Like you learn about financial stuff.
They taught me
Government,
how to write a check. And that's how long ago I took
In
econ.
economics, I kind of learned more about like APRs and stuff. Like
They teach you about credit cards. They teach you about banks?
I did not learn about that at all. I learned about like stocks and stuff.
there's bigger stuff than just like your own
Mhm.
finances.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We did do a little bit of stocks in AP Gov.
Or,
Then
like,
I also
John
took.
Locke, economists.
Yeah.
Sorry, go ahead.
And then I took another class, Law in Action, that was definitely more of what public schools need to offer.
Mm.
It's more of those type of classes.
Wait, so it's called Law in Office?
It's Law in Action.
So is that
so-
like
It taught you how to fill out job applications and credit cards and information and all of that.
Oh, that's cool.
so
That
it's
would've
like
been helpful.
it's like a
Yeah.
combination of both kind
I think that was a newer class too that they offered at Poway. So hopefully they start offering those classes more
Yeah.
at other public schools.
of. Yeah, personal finance is important, especially when you're in college, and especially if you're living on your own, or if you're sharing a room with someone, or you don't live like with your family, like managing your rent and your bills and all that, plus school can be a lot. Anyways, I think we're all like.
I think we're all done.
Thank you for listening to Something Newsy Podcast.